What is up, everybody? It's Grim. I hope you're all good this fine day. And this is going to be the Hellfire Council whatever. This was meant to be the background video. It was on yesterday's. But it's all freaking green and it's all full of orcs. And I put up completely the wrong one. I think I put up Cormic, which I've shown you guys before. So I apologise for that. This is what it was meant to be. This is the new LFR wing that's opened up. Yeah, Blizz, this is not the subject of this video. Blizzard, come here. Come here a second. Can you do me a favour? Next expansion, right? Can you make sure it's like, I don't know, fucking alliance based or just something that isn't frigging orc based? Because enough. Your art department have nailed orcs. They look good. Okay, you've done it and we see that and it's great. But can you stop shoving it in our faces now? Because I don't know, I come into Hellfire Citadel and it's just like green and full of orcs, and I'm done with orcs now, Blizz. Okay, can we do that? You're a superstar, cheers for that. Okay, that out the way. Hot fixes, week of July 20th, patch 6.2, bum bum bum. Now, lots of different things going on, but the one I want to focus on is Warlocks. Yes, Affliction and Destruction of both had yet again another little buff, and that is because you cheeky little bastards, and I include myself in that, are still playing demonology. We told you not to, we told you we didn't want you to play it, and you're still out there fucking playing it. Ooh, you doth vex us. So let's go over what they changed. Let's have a quick look. On the Affliction front, Drain Soul. Damage has been increased by 50% and now causes all other damage over time spells to instantly deal 50% of their normal damage, up from 40%. Haunt. Damage has been increased by 25% and now increases periodic damage dealt by 35%, up from 30%. Destruction, Chaos Bolt, Conflagellate, Immolate, Incinerate, and Shadowburn damage has been increased by 5%. Boom! Across the board, have 5%, you lucky little devils. And the reason being, as I said before, we're annoyingly still playing demonology. Now, obviously, the boys at the top end, the very best players, are not. They will play whatever is their best spec. Okay? Whatever they can squeeze the most out. But that is why they are the top best players. Because they can do that. But a lot of players are still on demonology. That may be because they don't realise the demonology, you know, the very casualist players will just be, look, this is fun, I enjoy playing it, I can still do, you know, decent damage, I don't even really care, I don't even have Scardo or Recount or whatever installed, I don't care. It's still fun for me. I love having the bigger demons, I love having an Infernal out, or, you know, a Doom Guard or whatever. I love having the big ones out. It's just a really cool, really looks awesome. It's what I want from a Warlock. I want to have cool big demons, and that's fine. And those of us that raid and maybe play a little bit more seriously, we may still be doing demonology for this reason. This is why I think Blizzard are missing and why they've had to make these changes. And that is because a lot of fights at the moment in raiding demand a lot of movement. They are very movement heavy. And the beauty of demonology is it's a lovely combination of a hunter and of a caster. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, with demonology, you can constantly be casting. You can move, you can cast, you can... and you've got your pet. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's break it down. What do I mean by this? Well, you've got a huge pet, and if you're in demonology form... Oh, sorry, if you're a demonology warlock, your pet does a hell of a lot of damage. It hits hard. Certainly, if you've got the bigger demons, they hit really hard. They'll end up doing 35% plus of your damage. So that takes away, I don't really need to worry. If I'm moving, well, my pet's still hitting the target. My pet, I think it's 95 or 90% less from AoE damage. That's the thing. My pet can stay alive standing in shit, doesn't matter. He's hitting the target, he's doing big damage, and I'm fine. I can move around and not worry that I'm going to have a big dip in my DPS. I'm going to do less, but it's not so bad as if, say, I am a Destruction Warlock, and to do my maximum amount, I've had to take Charred Remains, and I've had to take, you know, Sacrifice, so I've got no pet. So if I stop and I move, I am doing a huge drop in my DPS because I'm literally doing nothing. I've got Immolate on target, but I've had to take various other things that have meant that's hitting for and it's just, as soon as I move away, I'm doing less damage, and I'm not keeping my rotation up because I'm not hitting the target, I'm not keeping my embers full, I'm not able to go and throw Chaos Bolts, which is where all my damage is coming from, hitting it with Chaos Bolts and hitting it with Shadowburn. Annoying as hell. Affliction Warlock. Now, you guys that don't play Warlock, you may be sat there going, Affliction Warlock is going to be the daddy of this. It must be awesome, because I can just dot the target and fuck off. I can just move around as much as I want. I can dot every target if I want. Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Awesome. What you need to remember is Affliction doesn't really have a big Doom-like dot. Okay, Doom is a huge dot that Demonology Warlocks can put on, hits for massive ticks, and it's fantastic. It's amazing. You want to make sure that never drops off. Affliction doesn't really have that. It has lots of little dots that you can then add to, as I read out. Haunt, Drain Soul, you add and make these abilities, make these dots far more powerful. Drain Soul, you have to channel. You have to stand there and cast that motherfucker. You have to constantly be casting. Now you may go, yeah, but you got Killjaden's Cunning. You can just cast that. You can move around for 8 seconds. You're all good. You got nothing to worry about there. Yes, and I completely agree with you. But I'm losing out on one of my Archdemon's Darkness. And if I'm a Demonology Warlock, I don't need to worry about that. I literally go into Demon form. I can move around. I can use Touch of Chaos. I can Demonic Leap. I can do all these things and still keep my 2 charges of Darkness, and I'm laughing. And this is something Blizzard just can't really seem to get their head around, is the utility, all the things that, you know, like a Demonology Warlock bring to the table in terms of its movement, because movement is the big thing. I've got some really amazing, the guys I raid with, there's a really good mage in there. She's really, really good, but if you get a fight where she's got to move too much, I can watch her go from top DPS down to like, and you can see it, as soon as movement is brought into the fight, you'll suddenly see all the hunters will go to the top. You know, I'm generally about 3rd in the DPS. You know, and you just see this huge disparity as soon as there's movement, because those classes are like, yes, they have abilities where they can use them and they can move around. I'm not going to, you know, suck eggs for other classes because I don't know them well enough. As you can see from my Hunter gameplay, I'm not an amazing player on jumping off classes. I'm not a Preach. This is not a Preach Gaming who is amazing on every class he plays. I'm not. I'm not that good. I know the Warlock. I know how to play it, but you know, I can't tell you guys how to play a mage and how you should cast and move at the same time. I'm aware that all classes have that ability, but it ruins the flow. I mean, as I say, there's a certain flow when you're doing things. If you're a Destruction Warlock and you're casting away and you're hitting stuff with Chaos Bolt, and you suddenly have to move away, you have to break that cast, you have to break line of sight, whatever it is you need to do, you need to move to the edge of the room. All of a sudden, you're not generating the same amount of embers, which means you're having to then go back to the boss, start re-hitting again, start rebuilding those embers, get the Chaos Bolt, hit it with Chaos Bolt or Shadow Burn, whatever you're doing, and that is a break. That's a lull in your DPS that you'll very hard to recover. Demonology, I don't have that issue. Blizzard's focus on there must be movement, there must be a ton of movement in every fight, but we're having this, you've only got a certain amount of time to move, and you've only got this, and you've only got that, and we're not. Killjaden's Cunning, as I say, is the big one where they took it from you could have it and you could move about. While casting was brilliant. It was a really good ability and added a lot of movement to what had otherwise been very static. Now I wouldn't mind if they turned around and they said, okay, Killjaden's Cunning is going to be permanently, you can move casting certain abilities, but it's only available to Destruction. I think that would fix a lot of what is wrong with Destruction at the moment. But they need to look wider. I honestly think that when they come back, and I was going to talk about raids and how they're currently built, but I actually will just, because I'm almost at the end now, we're just going to talk about Warlocks and what I think the warring aspect is going to be for when they go back and they look at Demonology and they repair it, is that when they do this, they are going to take out all of that utility, all of that great stuff with the movement that Demo Warlocks have. I think Demonic Leap will be one of the things to go. Or it will get a big cooldown. It won't be as good as it is now. I think Touch of Chaos will probably go. I think it'll be replaced with a cast time. Even if that's only 0.6 of a second or whatever, they will replace that with a cast time. They're going to take out the movement that Demo Warlocks have, because I think that is one of the biggest issues. It's balancing that damage that a Demo Warlock can do and the Demo Warlock's pet can do with the fact that they can almost do it constantly, continually moving. Now I see it, if we were in a fight, if we're in a raid and the fight doesn't last very long, my Warlock will be mid-table at best. a long fight with a lot of movement, my Warlock will be sat near the top of our raid group, because I can constantly turn out the same damage. Like a hunter, it's consistent damage at a certain level. Other classes can't do that at the moment. And I think Blizzard know this, and they're coming for the demo Warlock. But that's me done, guys. Whew. Gonna go and lay down now and lament the end of the demo Warlock. But such is life. Such is life. These things happen. As they said, classes come around. I will catch you all tomorrow. Hope you have an amazing day. Catch you later, guys. Apologies for the rant. I'll get down off my soapbox now. Have a good one. Catch you later.